So you got a job interview. Congrats. You're probably feeling kind of excited, a little bit nervous. What if they ask tough questions? What if you're not qualified for the job? What about the awkward salary negotiation? You have enough to worry about, and on top of that, you have to figure out what to wear to the interview. Even if it's over Zoom, you still gotta dress up. Maybe you've done some research on the company, you figured out that they have a smart casual dress code, or maybe the recruiter told you to wear business casual. But what do those things even mean these days? Should you just wear a suit and tie? I get it, job interview attire can be confusing, but in this video, I'm gonna clear it all up. Specifically, we'll go over 3 things. First, I'm gonna tell you the most important thing to keep in mind when getting dressed for a job interview or any professional setting. Then I'm gonna give you 3 outfit examples that you can just copy. And finally, we'll go into each office dress code like smart casual and business casual and decipher them, figure out what they really mean in 2023. Before we get into it, huge thank you to today's sponsor, Nomos Glashütte. I have been wearing a Nomos watch, the Minimatique, every day for a few months now, and it's quickly become my favorite watch. Even before owning it, I've always been a fan of the Nomos aesthetic. It's this clean kind of Bauhaus design. They have innovative in-house mechanical movements and automatics, a lot of versatile case sizes that work well on smaller wrists. Now for this partnership, Nomos sent me one of their new Tangente Neomatic blue gold watches in 35 millimeters. It also comes in 39 millimeters, but the smaller size is perfect for me. The Tangente, and by the way, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I've heard a few different pronunciations. It's one of Nomos's most popular collections. It's definitely a dressy watch, but it doesn't feel too fragile or dainty. Like, you don't just wear this watch for special occasions. You can dress it down. I would definitely wear this blue gold version with jeans or chinos. This round stainless steel watch is powered by an in-house automatic movement that's just 3.2 millimeters tall, which allows for a very thin case that slides easily under the cuff of any dress shirt. And you could admire this feat of engineering through the sapphire crystal case back, although that would require you to take the watch off your wrist, which I'm telling you, you're not going to want to do. But the most striking part of this watch is the dial. It's this deep, warm, sunburst blue that kind of changes depending on what sort of lighting you're in. The rhodium-plated hands and highly legible silver numerals look perfect against the blue dial. There's also a sub-dial for seconds, and the word Neomatic or Neomatique appears in gold under the Nomos wordmark. And it's very Nomos to add a little splash of color on their dial just to give it a little bit of extra playfulness. Now, this watch comes on a shell cordovan strap from the legendary Horween Tannery in Chicago. You can also get it on a silver bracelet for a more casual, sporty look, but let me tell you, the cordovan is very comfortable and it breaks in really nicely. I think this is a great everyday watch. It's perfect if you work in like a smart casual or a business casual office, but it's easy to dress down. And yeah, you can wear it with the suit, you can wear it with the tuxedo, so it kind of does it all. Anyway, I could go on all day about Nomos and the Tangente in blue gold, but if you casual or smart casual job interview. And this is as casual as I would go. But of course, your interview attire depends on the dress code, so let's break down these professional dress codes and figure out what they actually mean. The most common office dress code right now is smart casual. Now, there's no official definition of smart casual, so it's always okay to ask your recruiter what it means. That said, you can think of smart casual as mixing dressy and casual elements in the same outfit. Here's a side-by-side comparison of casual on the left and smart casual on the right. It's hard to explain, but you can see the difference, right? As another example, a typical casual outfit is jeans, t-shirt, and sneakers. To make it smart casual, you want to swap out 1 or 2 items for dressier options. For example, you could keep the jeans, but instead of a t-shirt, wear a long sleeve polo, and instead of the sneakers, wear boots. Or you could swap the t-shirt for a button-up shirt, keep the jeans but tuck your shirt in, and swap the sneakers for loafers. If you want to keep the casual shirt and casual shoes, try adding a sport coat on top to make it smart casual. Especially a casual sport coat, kind of unstructured like this one. And this works the other way around too. Instead of dressing up a casual outfit, you can dress down a formal outfit. For example, take a suit, but ditch the tie and swap the dress shoes for sneakers. Disclaimer, that's not the easiest look to pull off, so tread carefully. Or ditch the jacket altogether and swap the dress shirt for a refined sweater like a merino turtleneck. Of course, keep in mind the temperature. You're likely to feel a little too hot during a job interview, so if you run hot, maybe don't wear a turtleneck or a wool sweater. So that's smart casual, but what about business casual? This dress code is still super common in the workplace, but it doesn't mean what it used to, so let's break it down. Business casual used to mean that you had to wear a jacket over a dress shirt, but no tie. Nowadays, it's much more relaxed. Most business casual offices expect you to wear a button-up shirt tucked in, but no jacket or tie. Jeans and sneakers are not business casual, except for maybe on casual Fridays. Of course, if you're interviewing for a job on Friday, don't follow casual Fridays, okay? Just dress like it's a Monday. Now, if you have a job interview and you're kind of on the fence about whether or not to wear a jacket, I say go for it. Again, totally fine to be just a little bit overdressed, but you don't want to be underdressed during a job interview. So when in doubt, wear the jacket. For business casual shoes, go with loafers or dressy lace-ups like Bluchers, derbies, maybe dress boots or dress Chelseas, dressy chukka boots. You know, I'm not talking about like Clark's desert boots here. Really, if you're gonna wear boots, make sure that they're not too casual. Doc Martens are not gonna cut it. During wintertime, you can try layering a sweater over your button-up shirt. This is a great substitution for a jacket, and it's very comfortable, it'll keep you warm, and it's a sharp look. Also, if your shirt is wrinkled or if it doesn't fit properly, a sweater will hide all of its flaws. As for outerwear, you're going to want to skip the parka and opt for something a little bit dressier like a wool overcoat or top coat. You know, if it's springtime, just wear like a Mac jacket or a trench or a raincoat. So that's business casual, and finally we have business formal. Business formal is actually the easiest dress code for guys because it just means that you gotta wear a suit and a tie and dress shoes. Now it might be tempting to wear a fun color or really kind of sprezzatura it up with like a burgundy suit and, you know, pocket squares and a lapel button and fancy tassel loafers, but I recommend keeping it simple. Save your fancy pants outfits for weddings and brunch dates with the boys. For the workplace, you're going to want to stick with navy and gray or charcoal. If you really want to stand out, you can try a brown suit, you know, any shade of brown. It's still conservative enough for most formal environments, but it's something a little bit different, so it'll set you apart from the sea of navy and gray. Also, don't bring your backpack to the office or to a job interview if you're going to wear a suit. You're going to look like a student who just graduated and has his first job interview, especially if you already look young. So get yourself a proper work bag like a briefcase or a portfolio or a messenger bag. And again, if you're interviewing on a Friday, don't assume it's okay to go with casual Friday attire. You know, wear a suit and a tie. But of course, most guys don't work in formal offices. Even law firms and, you know, Wall Street banks have kind of loosened up their dress codes in the last decade or so. So chances are 9 times out of 10, if you have a job interview, it's going to be smart casual or business casual. And if you follow the advice that I laid out in this video, you can be sure that your clothes will be working for you and not against you. I'm not saying that you'll definitely get the job, but I'm not saying you won't. I have a good feeling about this one.